All right, there we go. And we are live. How is everybody doing today? Excited to be here with y'all. We're going to get this going. I'm going to make sure I also give it a tiny bit of time to get here for people to get here. Johnny will be joining us in a little bit. We're going to do some LinkedIn profile reviews, some advice, some questions there. Today, it's all about your LinkedIn. Probably gonna hear me say that a couple of times as people join in, but let me get this stream and chat up so that when y'all comment and leave your LinkedIn to be reviewed, I can check that out here. Wonderful. So let's get that up. Mitchell, how's it going? How you doing today? Thank you for taking the time to comment. And as y'all show, actually, let me mute LinkedIn because as great as streaming platforms are, they don't always give the comments as fast as actual LinkedIn does. So I'm going to go over to LinkedIn on my own on the other browser. But as you get here, hit that thumbs up if you would. That way, LinkedIn is going to start sharing it out to more people. We got some cool stuff to cover today. If you would like your LinkedIn reviewed, please feel free to put in the comments or just say I would. More than happy to review your LinkedIn and give you some feedback on the profile, on any actionable strategies or things of that nature to take on to do with your LinkedIn. Awesome. I see the thumbs up. I see y'all liking it. Thank you very much. And as we get started here, I guess I can give a couple insights into also what I've been seeing in the meantime. So while comments come through, and go ahead and leave your LinkedIn. There's one. Wonderful. I'll bring that over. I'm going to show y'all something right off the bat. Stetson, you'll take a review? Awesome. Stetson, if you could do this for me really quickly, put a link to your actual LinkedIn there just because it's easier for me right now with the streaming to actually just click it than it is to actually go search it on another page. But I have something right off the bat that I want to show you. Mitchell, I see you have a question there, and I want to answer it. And Gordon, thank you. Let me click that. And I want to copy. No. Huh. Okay, let's do this. So what I want to show you, and Mitch, I'll get to your question in a second. I want to load up my profile, and I want to load up Gordon's here and Stetson's, yours, Gordon's. We'll start there. We'll start with those three. First come, first serve. Sometimes it's just the best way. Thank you, Stetson. That is very helpful. All right, I'll get those loaded up. And by the way, y'all, Johnny will be here soon. And Johnny's going to help out. Johnny works with us at Coding Career Fastlane. So let's do this. And there's one more to get up. Seth, what's happening? Pleasure to see you back, Seth. All right. All right, so let's see here. So, Mitch, I want to answer your question, though. When you have a minute, I have a question. I just completed boot camp, and I'm trying to transition from refrigeration to software engineering. Is there anything I should change on my profile? All right, Mitchell, we'll bring that up. So right now, I am going to do my best. Actually, I'm going to get Johnny in here to definitely take on. You know what I should do? And I said I think I was going to do this last time, but I didn't get a chance to yet, is to actually put a poll up ahead of time to get people to post. Fun fact, if you post something and you edit it like within minutes of posting it, you can actually mess up how the algorithm interprets it and shares it. And I did that this morning accidentally. I messed this event up. I actually put an event out, and normally most events get a couple thousand views in the morning. It got like 100 views because after I edited it, I messed it all up. So It would have helped because I probably should have just let the comment in there, which would have made this easier because I'm getting up the last couple of profiles to review right now. Stetson, I'm getting yours up. All right. So we're going to bring Johnny on here in a second. Johnny, are you able to hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Wonderfully. Yeah, there we go. We are live, by the way. We got some URLs coming up. And in between, because your mic's loud, just FYI, you're probably going to need to mute. Just throwing that out. It is super sensitive right now. But I am going to pass you a couple in the chat. I got Mitchell here. I've got a couple people in the comments.
Sweet.
Let me send this over to you. And we'll split some of these up and we'll go back and forth that way as we review some of them. That way, I can review stuff, take a minute to actually go in deep real quickly before we jump on and switch back and forth. One thing I want to note to everybody is Johnny, give a quick intro, if you would, about yourself. And I'll pull up a couple more and I'll send you some in the meantime.
Sure. Started my tech journey with Thinkful and was just, I guess I should back up from there. Joined the Marine Corps out of high school / college. From there, I did some contracting work. After that, I did some K through 12 education type stuff at a local school. And just really, my degree was in linguistics. And so I love language. I'm okay at French and I'm mediocre at Japanese, but those are my two languages of choice for my degree. And yeah, my dad's been in the software industry working with Boeing for many, many years, and he turned me on to the concept of going through sort of a trade school for code. And so that's how I ended up at the Thinkful Full Stack Bootcamp and went through that, met Mr. Humphrey, had a hard time getting a job for several months after graduating, and reached out to him because he wasn't my mentor, but he was a mentor that was just extremely useful. Just always had my best interest at heart and wanted to help out, wanted to help juniors land their first gig. And so he helped me start to get interviews, get more traction on my resume, optimize my profile. And I said, man, more people need this. I needed this myself. How can we help other people? And that was almost 3 years ago. So yeah, this is what we do.
Was that really almost 3? It was almost 3 years ago.
It was almost 3 years ago.
Right. So now is what y'all see today, and what we're about to go through is we've been perfecting and working on Coding Career Fastlane and working on how to help people get jobs, especially coming out of boot camp specifically, but we help in all cases. And so as we get into some reviews right now, if you would pull up Johnny Mitchell's on your side, and I'm going to send you two other ones I already have pulled up. I didn't get to pull up Mitchell's just yet, but I'm going to send you another one right here. But before we even jump into reviewing a couple, there is one quick lesson that I want to make sure I share with y'all that Johnny and I, if you ever talk to us live or on a one-on-one session, and you'll learn that we absolutely love data. Like, hands down, the data is the only way to do this. And so one of the things I want to make sure that we're all on the same page about as we do this tonight is data. And one of the best ways to know how your job hunt is going, and by the way, Johnny, you should have Stetsons right now in your queue. But one of the best ways that I'm going to show you real quickly is having good data. And I'll show you what I mean now. And this is, actually my screen is not sharing yet. This is where I want you all to go right now. I want you all to go to your profile. All right. I want you to go to your profile. I'm going to share my screen so you can see. If you go to your physical profile page, and you're going to see part of this session is live in here, picture in picture. But it's not about these numbers. What I want you to click on is your search appearances. I want you to click on your search appearances because this is part of the data that Johnny and I live by and talk through. And one of the big things in this is you want to know how you're doing. This is the instant way to know how, is knowing what are your searchers doing? What is, or how are the search appearances showing up? Because if you ideally want 30 to 50% recruiters and you want another 20 to 30% software engineers, you ideally need that 50 to 80% to be those types of people that are searching, because those are the people that have the jobs. Now, my main point to saying this is how you can debug with the data is, now I don't know why I don't see it right now. Let me try refreshing. It should have down below. There we go. Keywords. So this is the tail sign of what LinkedIn thinks about your resume. But this is down here where today I want you to look at this and understand very quickly, okay, are these the words that I want to be found for? Because if you're not being found for the words you want, this is a tail sign of why you might be struggling a little bit. LinkedIn is basically giving you a view into how they view your resume, your portfolio, what you have to offer. This is a little view into that. I won't get to see that easily today because I know with these live sessions, and same with Johnny, I won't be able to see these because it's not easily to collaborate on live streams, but I can sure as heck grab the comments and see, but it still takes a minute to update. But this is where I want y'all to go look, because one of the things we found in the past is if you put that you were a senior server or waiter, that data can show up in here. We actually found an issue once where one of our students was a senior server, like a waiter, and their LinkedIn data showed that that LinkedIn thought they were a senior software engineer, which was hilarious because they put two different job titles together and came up with senior server. And so, yeah, it is that data can really inform where you're at right now and what you're experiencing. Because if you find some really weird stuff on there, or you don't find that you're talking to the right audience, that can allude to very quickly what you're experiencing. Johnny, were you able to check out everything, and are you ready to go now?
I wrote down some things and I got something I want to try. But yeah, I'm good to go.
All right. So I will jump on the first one and then I'll transition it over to you. I'll bring you back on the screen here in a minute. I'll
Cool.
share my screen and bring this one up. Yeah. All right. Let's do this real quickly. I always like the transitions of this back and forth. I'd say it does a pretty good job of kind of transitioning between two different people. All right, so as we get in here, a couple things to keep in mind today. We're going to be looking at, can I easily access your information? And Seth, we're going to start with you. Seth, hey, one of the reasons I'm picking you up first, Seth, is I know you didn't comment at first, but you've been in multiple streams now. You're always engaging. I really appreciate that. I want to make sure you know that. So thank you, Seth, for taking the time today to show back up. And for those of y'all, we'll still get to the first 5 or 6, I do believe, but I really do appreciate you coming in and engaging. So let's start with this, Seth. As I look at the profile, one of the things, are you easy to access? When I look at contact info, you'll see that I've got your email, I've got your website, got your profile. Okay, I've got some of the basic information. I would love your GitHub in here. But all right, so you're pretty easily accessible there. Next is, are you easily accessible to your resume? So love it. See it right here. Is it downloadable? Perfect. Love to see it. All right. Wonderful. Exit out of that. Okay. So continuing on, what else do we have in the featured section that I have easy access to? Is this your GitHub? Fantastic. Is this your portfolio site? Fantastic. Okay. One of the easy ways around this, y'all, there's an easy way around this because I know it has the picture and you don't want, like, there's no picture there and you're probably wondering, how do I go control it? You can do search engine optimization, a whole bunch of web-based things, but at the same time, it's not always the easiest. Here's an easy solution. So someone we can utilize to check out, old student of ours, Dominic Cobb. I'm going to show you exactly what it is he's done. So let's go check out this. So you'll see down here and how he has his. So what he does is he makes a post, he features it on his profile and uses a picture and puts the link inside of there. So then it's easy access to go to his GitHub. And then that way, not only does he get an easy post out of it, he gets a really simple way to control what image is right here. And so you can go make an image on Canva.com, Seth. Really easy way to do that. So the main things right now, super accessible. I actually, now I think about it, don't know if I double checked your phone was accessible up there, but since we're doing a live stream, I'm not going to go back and double check. But that's good. So wonderful. Now, let me come back to the top and continue on down. There's a couple other things I want to point out, and then we're going to move over to Johnny here in a minute with some more people. This is something else for you, Seth, and this is for everybody today, and I'm sure Johnny and I will just point to this in the future. I'll just give a quick example of this right now. This is a setting on I can make a post on this if y'all would appreciate that. But this is a setting in LinkedIn to show who else has viewed yours. So like when recruiters come here or when someone else is looking for a candidate, where else are they going to go? This is smart by LinkedIn to do this because now I know people that are like you and I can go look at them too. You can turn this off. Now you can't turn off the people you also may know. That's a connection thing. They're not going to ever let you turn off, but this you should turn off because it's like you're a car salesman selling someone else's cars for free. Continuing on down though, Seth, we're going to need to get you followers up. So what's interesting, there's like this organic switch around 750 to 1,000. When you get about 1,000 people that you're connected with, there is an organic reach that just happens to where you'll start averaging 60 to 90 views every week without having to do anything. If you want to get those up organically or by doing something, posting, engaging, all these things will get it up there. But once you get above a certain connection amount, there's some organic results that will happen to you, which is always really interesting to see. I would love for you to put a way for people to contact you here and a little bit more about you. This is your space to be you. This is your space to drop your keywords on the page. And as I scroll down, I'm glad you did this way because when people put a bunch of sales stuff in here, it can mess with that data we were just showing. These are good skills. Oh, nope. I just trying to help out. These are good. One more you got one recommendation. That's good. I like that. Do you have your projects? Do you have links? Good. You've got links. I want to see more of the skills listed out here. This is another, that's just an art event. Maybe not. I want to see the skills listed out. For everyone out there, you need to have 6 skills in 6 different sections. You need to have your skills in 6 different areas. So React needs to be potentially in your headline. It could be in your about section. It could be in your feature. It could be an activity. There's lots of different ways to get in 6 different sections here. So there's some tips for you, Seth. The last one I will leave you with is to take your background image and slap a backboard on it or slap something on it that says software engineer. Reminder to everyone, that is one more piece of real estate that you control, that you have access to. So when people get here, you deliver the experience you want. And with that, I'll bring Johnny on. Johnny, who do you got loaded up that we're going to talk about now? And I'll share your screen in just a second as I get off. But who do you got for us?
I got Mitchell Griffith.
Wonderful.
Is that the right
Did I miss anything there? I went a little bit longer, but we can point out some things probably faster. Did I miss anything there, and are you good to go?
No, I will add one piece, just in a different way of explaining something. But no, that was good, and I'm ready to go.
So, all right, let's do this. Johnny, here comes your screen, and I will jump off for the minute.
All right, so Mitchell, the way this works is I got a timer up here, and I want to see how long it takes me to understand who you are, what it is that you do. So first off, I'm going to start that. Refrigerator technician / front-end developer. Okay, so you're already competing just with your headline. You're competing for my attention. You have a low number of connections. Salem, Oregon. It's nice. I spent several years in Beaverton. It's a beautiful place. Again, experienced refrigerator technician is the first thing that I see. All right, currently working towards a career in web development. Okay, now we're getting into some good stuff. Your GitHub. I'm looking for your email, your LinkedIn, your GitHub, your portfolio, and your resume. I just had that written down on a piece of paper. So I got your GitHub up here. Let's check this out. Repositories, awesome. Good, decent number of commits. Repositories, nice. Nothing looks super jank. Projects, nothing listed there quite yet. It's fine. Your hacker rank, still don't see a resume anywhere. Front-end developer. Okay, so this is what I was going to say, add on to Jason's, is if you think of LinkedIn overall, just in terms of search engine optimization, and I'll pause this for a sec, you need to be thinking of voice versus noise. So your voice is what you want people to listen to. The noise is everything else, okay? So if there's too much noise, it's going to drown out your voice. If there's not enough voice and there's a ambient amount of noise, it's never going to be heard. And so as you appear to me, you are a refrigerator technician who dabbles in web development. And what you're trying to do is to become a front-end developer or a web developer, and forego the refrigerator technician. So all of this stuff is noise. This is what I'm looking for primarily. I'm not saying get rid of everything. One thing that you have already done that I would encourage other people to do is if you have other experiences like this, don't have any text underneath it, because again, that's something that's going to compete with SEO in order to sort of drown out the things that you want people to pay attention to. And so I have a Google Doc up here, and I just copy and pasted some stuff in here. And so starting from right here all the way up, if I just hit Control Shift C, okay, you've got 93 out of 31 words. So 93 words that I directly copy and pasted from your profile are noise. And this is an imperfect study because I don't really agree that these licenses and certifications really do much, so I don't count them. So really the only thing that you have going for you in terms of me understanding what it is that you do and the value that you bring me is you have some school, you have some web development, you say you have these skills. I can see a little bit of work on GitHub, but that's it. So your noise is moderate, your voice is low. I understand that you work with refrigerators, but I don't understand what that means for me and my company in terms of web development. And so usually people will spend just a couple minutes trying to figure out who you are. What I'm really looking for is like a comprehensive summary that instills confidence in me to hire you, because if I have a job opening, that means my company has a problem and you need to market yourself as a problem solver. And so I'm just not getting that in terms of code. I'm getting that in terms of refrigerator, just based off of your previous experience here. So invest in that, make me care. These are cool, these are great, and these help with SEO slightly. But the majority of it comes from your experience, as well as your summary, as well as your headline. So I still don't have your resume. So whether you have those good things on your resume or not, I don't know. I can't tell. I don't have your email, so I can't email to ask you. Is it on your GitHub? I'm not signed in on this browser. I usually use Chrome, and I'm on Firefox here. So I can't email you either. So really, there are 4 different types of people you're going to run into. 2 subsets of 2. There are technical people, and there are non-technical people. And then there are lazy people and proactive people. So if I'm lazy and non-technical, I have no idea what the hell it is that you do. And so to me, that would just be a skip. And that's not me trying to be mean. That's me trying to be real and give you realistic feedback. So I need to know what you do, not like a 16-paragraph essay on your life story and why you matter to my company, but just a couple of really good bullet points that showcase your soft skills and your hard skills as they're applied. That's really it. Did I miss anything, Jason?
No, there's only 2 things I want to add here. Background image, Mitchell. Remember, Geo Real Estate, and also the feature of people who also viewed. Turn that off as well for yourself. No, spot on, Johnny. Good job.
Don't know if I mentioned this. Number of connections is super low. Super low.
Get that up.
Got to get that up.
All right, sounds good. Moving on to the next one.
Yep, I'm good to. Do you want to take one, or am I good to discuss?
I'll take on the next one and jump on.
Okay.
With this, we're going to talk about Gordon right now. Gordon, there we go. All right, Gordon. So right off the bat, love to see you have a background, but now I want you to blow it up, make it a little bit bigger. What do you want me to know most of this? Probably software engineer. And this is kind of to what Johnny was just saying here. about noise in voice. That's right. My mouse is over here. It's about you're kind of mixture between software and veterinarian. If you're trying to apply to veterinarian software positions, different story here. But I would just focus on the software engineering part. And here's the data for y'all. Y'all only want 5 keywords with one title in your headline. You've got the one title, software engineer, and at the same time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got a lot of words out here. Let's cut those down to your most important 5. And when you're picking your most important 5, don't be afraid to go up here and just search jobs. Like go to the jobs tab and physically search for Node.js and check this as 180,000. React.js, that seems way higher than normal. 96,000. That is way higher than normal. Normally it's the reverse. That's weird. But nonetheless, track what is the most sought after job compared to the keywords right now. That's a really good, easy way to analytically look at this. Continuing on down, are you easy to contact, Gordon? Okay, number, email, yes, but I'd like to see your GitHub in there. I see you have this right here, but that's actually to an open source project. Turn this setting off. Connections, can't tell me just yet. What do we got in here? We got some skills. Okay, got a way. Give them a little bit more ways to connect you, but I see more about the veterinarian group. Are you still trying to get hired as the veterinarian group? So this is where message want to know more. Looks like you showed up to there too, Gordon. Thank you. Didn't remember off the top of my head, but thank you. All right, so good. Oh, this is something else I love to see, y'all. Media. Put some media in your pages. Love to see it. Looks and works really, really well. These are good. Okay, so there's the veterinary doctor. What I'd love to know, Gordon, on yours is what does your data say right now? Because I just have this feeling that part of the doctor aspect of what you're also selling is coming into your data. And it's not to say that we need to take away from who you are or who you were as a veterinarian or still are, it looks like presently, but how much do you want to focus on that? Because that's where I'm just going off the belief of probably not wanting to focus on it too much. All right, so nonetheless here, all right, so I see more veterinarian. I would love to see the top coding skills up top, and I want your projects in here like you saw with sets with some links to them. And yeah, these are some of the things I'm seeing. So doing good, Gordon, but there's some things to change. Make sure you've got something like React in 6 different sections across your entire profile. Johnny, I'm going to bring it back to you now. You got your next one loaded up and ready to go? Let me bring you on screen here.
All right. Can everybody see my screen?
Now cool. They can.
Awesome. First off, Seattle, Washington. Born and raised in Maple Valley, Washington. Go Seahawks and go Huskies. University of Washington graduate. So thank you for indulging me. First off, Seattle, Washington, that's great. I already have your email. However, I can't copy and paste it easily, and that's a little bit of a pain in the ass. And if I'm one of those 4 types of people on the extreme spectrum of lazy and non-technical, that may turn me off. Contact info, your email's not here, so I can't copy and paste it either. That alone may disqualify you if someone's like really freaking lazy. Developer, JavaScript, React.js, connections, man. You got to get your connections up. Let's think of connections this way. If you were walking down a street and there was a crowd of 100 people in front of you, and all of a sudden, all 100 of them turn to the right to look at something, what are you going to do? Are you going to keep walking through that crowd, or are you going to turn and look at what everybody else is looking at? Chances are you're going to turn and look at what everybody else is looking at, right? So if people are turning to look at something, that something needs to be your LinkedIn, right? 90 of those 100 people are other developers, engineers, etc., because they know what it is that you do and you know what it is that they do. You speak their language, right? 10 of those 90 people are recruiters. So if you have 90 people looking at your stuff and actively engaging with you, when a recruiter logs into their LinkedIn, they're going to see, oh, hey, Great. That's somebody I should pay attention to. Other people are investing in communicating, in having a discussion, a conversation. So all that starts with having a level of connections. Some people are super weird or shy about social media. More power to you. I don't like social media myself. However, think of LinkedIn as social networking. It has a purpose. It's finite. It will end just like it began. Whether you know somebody personally or not, it doesn't matter. Jason, I think, is at 30,000+ connections and then 33,000 followers. That's why we can have the impact and the reach that we do. So if we can reach other people, you want to make sure that other people can reach you. Let's start the resume timer. Front-end developer with experience in designing, developing, deploying web applications and sites. Okay, I'm going to fact check that in just a second. Taking a customer-first approach. My role is maintaining websites with awesomeness, SEO, and user experience. Cool. Microsoft Azure. I wonder if you're targeting Microsoft because they're in your area. If so, that's perfect. Load times, interesting. Okay. So I'm going to judge you now on your load times. If you're hosting with Heroku and your stuff is asleep, it's going to take a long time to open. So I'm going to judge you on that. And then experience with designing and deploying web applications and sites. If I don't like your sites and they're not responsive, that could be a big hit, especially if I'm lazy, but I'm technically competent, which is kind of the case. I still don't see a resume. I wonder if you have a portfolio. Cool. Okay. React app. Oh, this looks awesome. Looks good. Looks responsive. It's quick. I like it. If I wanted to go one step further, I would open up an incognito tab in Chrome and run a Google Lighthouse. But in the interest of time, I'm not going to do that. Oops, I just closed your profile. Let me go back to.
So I actually had to close that off for a second, Johnny. Something's actually got to come up. I actually got to run. But here's what I want to do, because I know I was hoping to be around for longer with Johnny. But I know Johnny's got some time dedicated right now. I will not be able to. Johnny, make sure you put your URL in the comments down below.
Sure.
In the thread. And then give us, if you would, y'all, a thumbs up. We want to do this again. Potentially maybe come back tomorrow for definitely longer. But something's come up urgently on my side. I've got to run. But what we'd love to do is, I know Johnny's going to be around. Message Johnny after we get off here. And whether he starts up a quick Zoom session to help some people out, or if he messages you back, not sure what's going to happen. But message him, and let's do that. And if y'all would, we appreciate a thumbs up. We appreciate y'all showing up today. We'll try to get to some more. How about this? How about we try for tomorrow sometime? We'll throw an event on the calendar tomorrow, Johnny. We'll get this going. Would everybody like that? Does that sound good? Granted, I realize I say this, it takes like 60 seconds, so I won't know if people truly like that. But after this is all over, I'll see comments afterwards if that's the case. But thank you, everyone, for showing up today. Johnny, it was a pleasure. We got to do this again. We got to do some more profiles. We got to review some more stuff. And as is, for the reviews we gave today, we'll see if they come back tomorrow with some updates.
Stetson, if you want to reach out to me and I can finish up with you on Zoom real quick, just message me on LinkedIn. Otherwise, I hope to see you guys tomorrow.